some of the latest tech behind the tennis. And in fact, plenty of sports now use technology to keep players and balls in check, keep matches fair, and help the umpire to make the correct call. But there's one sport in particular, the world's most popular in fact, which so far has refused to embrace any kind of technological assistance. As the World Cup continues to approach fever pitch in South Africa, it's down to the referees and linesmen to make those important calls that mean the difference between winning and losing. The sport has had its fair share of wrong decisions, goals that were disallowed, non-goals that were allowed, and fouls that went unnoticed. This is the moment that the referee missed Thierry Henry's handball in France's World Cup qualifier against Ireland. Moments later, France scored, putting them through and Ireland out of the tournament. Many argue that football would be a better, fairer game if technology was employed to track the ball and possibly even the players around the pitch. In fact, there are already plenty of examples of high-tech solutions in use in post-match analysis, which help to bring the game back to life for endless criticism, punditry and speculation. And of course, it just looks cool. But live match tracking technology is a serious business. Matches, reputations and huge sums of money rest on making the right call, and every sport which has already employed such tech has taken its time to satisfy itself of its reliability. The Hawkeye system, now used in tennis, cricket and rugby, has also been trialled for use in football. And in this system, called Kairos, the goal is bathed in magnetic radiation, one magnetic field in front and one behind. The ball contains a sensor which can detect which field is stronger. When both are equal, the ball has completely crossed the line. But despite all the technology available and its proven performance in other sports, football's governing body FIFA has decided not to use any of it. The referee, along with other match officials, must make the decisions based only on what they see or don't see at the time. I'm joined now by James Mason. Not that James Mason, this James Mason. He's a freelance sports writer. Hiya, James.
Hi, doing right.
So there are several types of technology available to monitor all kinds of sports. A chip inside the football.
Kairos, which was used in the World Cup Championship in Japan. Basically, it's goal line technology, but with the difference is inside. I don't know if you knew that the old Sputnik, the Russian satellite. Well, it's similar to like that inside, with loads of prods and sensors on the ball, which is inside the ball. And they've got it so the ball weighs exactly the same as normal balls. It doesn't change the way it moves in the air or anything. But and then the whole pitch is sensored up with cables and sensors, and then they can spot the ball in real time. So when the ball gets towards the goal area, the referee has a watch on, which alerts him that the ball is now in the area. Once the whole ball goes over the line, it comes up on the watch goal, and the referee knows it's a goal.
We do see Hawkeye being used in a few other sports like the tennis and the cricket.
Yeah, and rugby league as well.
And the rugby, where you can track the ball across the pitch.
Yeah. It's
obviously been tried and tested in those sports. Would it work in exactly the same way in football?
It doesn't work exactly the same way. What happens is there's cameras in the stand, but it's just the goal mouth that is wired up. And then once the ball crosses the line, the cameras can predict where the ball's going. They don't have to see all the balls, so if it's obscured by players or goalkeepers and things like that, they can track the ball. All the data goes to a computer, it knows when it's crossed the line, alerts the referee. I mean, it takes 0.5 of a second to do.
I guess the oldest kind of technology that's already available is the instant video replay. Millions of people watching at home get to see whether the referee was correct or not. I mean, can't they start using that?
Well, they can do. I mean, one of the things that happened in the last World Cup when Zidane got sent off actually was spotted by the fourth official who see the replay on the camera at the side of the pitch, so they can use that. It takes a little bit longer than the other technology we just mentioned.
What is the justification for not using technology which so many times now has proved the referee wrong?
Well, I think FIFA's philosophy is, you know, world football, and they want to be able to turn around and say that the game is exactly the same played in the Premier League and the Liga as it is down at Hackney Marshes or on a five-a-side pitch. That, you know, but that's not the case anyway. I mean, as we know, anyone who plays football on a Saturday or Sunday on Hackney Marshes, you know, we don't have linesmen. We're lucky sometimes to get a referee. So it is different. So, you know, and the game at the higher levels, you know, there's so much money involved now. You know, the technology should be introduced.
So even if the smaller countries and the lower leagues can't afford it, you think the technology should still be available?
Well, yeah, I mean, for the big tournaments, you know, like the World Cup coming out, who's to say, you know, we're chatting here at the moment, who's to say that the World Cup final is not decided by a goal that wasn't a goal?
Finally, one more question. What's your tip for the World Cup?
Spain.
Big words. Shame they weren't England. James, thanks for your time.
Thanks very much.
James Mason talking